Hey there, Dark Star here. Back with some Neofly missions. This time we're scaling down instead of up. We've hopefully reached the pinnacle of, not, not even close. But here's what's been going on. So I've now got the NPCs flying my longitude around. So they're earning some decent money in that. I managed to take out a loan. So I went here and I borrowed 10 million, and with that I was able to get like a basic large jet, and I have the NPCs flying that. So that's earning pretty good money now. I've got this terrible pilot flying this little 172 that I was given when I purchased the pilot add-on to Neofly, so just letting him do that. It's not really earning any money or anything. I'm just trying to learn a little bit more about what they can do and how they work, and so having some variety of planes has helped a little bit. And then I have checked out, like at the end of last stream, we're going to get into the Cessna 404 for a little bit. It's an older plane, doesn't have a glass cockpit. Let's get this off here. So it's got, you know, older school avionics. It does have like some GPS and maps, and it's got some autopilot stuff. But I did a little bit of research on it, and I think I can basically fly it. So we are here in the edge of Papua New Guinea. I think technically New Guinea starts like over here, so we're like just on this side of it. So we're gonna try to find some places over here to go. I'm gonna do that for a bit. I'll fly this plane. I might switch into some other small planes and fly around through the mountains and canyons, and we'll see what we can see. Should be some interesting sights. Right now I've got thunderstorms on, so that should keep things a little bit exciting. Can't promise I'm going to land everything in thunderstorms. I was trying to land at this airstrip, like just took off from here and tried to land back here in a bad thunderstorm. I barely managed to get down. I did finally manage to find the airport and get down. Even with the map here, it was a little bit difficult. I think I needed to zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, I guess that's the whole runway, right? So, I don't know. I was trying to find it on this end and I couldn't find it. I ended up coming around to here, and I finally managed to cross the airport and find the runway. Get down. But I had to fly really low so I could basically see the ground where I was going. It was pretty bad. Okay. So let's see what we got going on here. They're connected, right? Okay. So, but anyway, post getting this for about 9 million, I've completed a first round of, well, my NPCs completed a couple of rounds actually of missions, and I've already got my money back up to 6 million, so I'm hoping we can continue to earn pretty good money on these. I think I'm going to keep investing in getting a few more jets, because those missions pay really well. Let's see if we can see what we were earning here. So we got, well, I think that was the jet cost, so it cost almost $760,000 to rent. staff pilot mission, got 425,000. Renting plane, deposit and daily cost, 2 million. Okay, let's see. Loan taken, 10 million. Renting the plane cost 8 million. So it's an $8.4 million Airbus. Bought fuel. Rent plane. Where's my income off this plane? I seem to only be spending money. Renting plane. Oh yeah, I upgraded my latitude, so I traded it back in and got it back out. Oh no, that was the PC-24, but I think I did that to the latitude. So. I don't know, I don't see it. Maybe not. I thought I got a refreshed one with, I didn't have to repair. So I'm not seeing my big incomes from the planes for some reason. Not exactly sure what's going on there. I get 0. Not sure what's going on here. I guess we'll see what happens with this next mission, but I think my money is up where it was. I think this is just displaying wrong or something. Hard landing. Uh-oh. No cargo on board. I think they broke all my cargo and I got 0 payout for that? That's not good. Oh no, we're gonna have to see what's going on with that. I may be losing money on this plane. I'm definitely not seeing it in the finances. I was expecting a big jump here. I only got that moderate jump. I'm certainly not going to be earning it in this plane. I'm not even seeing the missions I was earlier. There was some missions to this side of the island here. Where did my missions go? Just fly over there and generate missions at a new airport. I know. Okay. That's a long flight for... I don't want to have to land somewhere. I want missions over here. Come on, man. Part I was thinking is just fly over here. Just pick a bigger airport, maybe. I did a test flight into AYHA. That's a pretty far distance, also. They do some time acceleration.
Welcome back to the...
I just landed out here at AYHA and
I'm not meaning to rebroadcast this show here. It keeps on muting. He's definitely flying a Kodiak 100. Let's try to fly to AYHA. Let's plan on 11,000 maybe, I'm not sure. And let's go straight out here. We don't have any departure procedures here. Let's file that with ATC and send to avionics. So now we have our route in here. See, we've got our pitch, our propeller, PM here. We've got throttles are good. We do have mixture control, but I think I have auto mixture turned on. So I might just let it manage the mixture. Let's see, controls are good. I am going to use some time acceleration to get up here. This says 12,600 feet. And that's on a missed approach. Let's just get our basic airport info here. We've got, what's it, 5,200 feet. Should be the same on the runways. What runway were we using? 35L, maybe. My understanding is you're basically committed past this point. And you either need to land or you're crashing into the mountain. So this could be quite exciting. Now back to Neofly. Are we just gonna have to fly a free mission here? Or do we have... Yeah, it's not gonna have anything out to AYHA, right? I think you can do... kind of do like an ad hoc mission, AYHA. Oh, that's not letting me do anything. Do we do it in freelance? Nope. I would think it would be here. Pick anything. Well, let's see what we can see from here. What did that say? I guess we could always just do some goods transport, maybe. AYHA. We've got flowers. They are time critical. And I don't know how much I want to invest in flowers and have them expire. That's about all the more we can take. 26,000 worth. Let's just take like 1,000 pounds worth. Just to have something to transport. Can't do it while the engine is running. Okay, never mind. I don't want to do that. I do wish we could get a mission. It's too bad. And earlier there were missions at least to the other side of the island. I mean, there is this one, but I don't know what that's going to entail, right? That looks like it's out in the... I can't just land on the water in this plane. I mean, I guess we could land over here, but I don't think that's what I want you to do. Even a fire capable plane. No, I don't think so. Okay, well this might just be a free flight over there and then we'll see what we see when we get there. Maybe there'll be some missions from this wants me to climb to 12,600. I'm thinking maybe we should put this at like maybe 130. Alright, so we at least have that. We have our magic GPS super tablet. Just gonna make sure our trim is set. We want 1 notch of flaps. We are going to take off and turn to the right. And engines all look good. Fuel. I think we might need to do something about fuel. So I think I'm gonna have to turn the engine off. Alright, so let's go fuel up. Go into our hangar. with half a tank of fuel, we should be able to go like 900 miles. Or is this? Oh, we should be fine according to this. Let's go ahead and get some extra fuel. We'll need it on the other end anyway. Okay. I guess we've got the engine off now. We could go ahead and do the market thing. Just buy a few flowers. I don't know how many we can buy now. Yeah, like 50. Now, by cargo, you need to add that weight to your plane. So, we'll add a little bit of cargo. We need, Neofly tells you we need 790 pounds. 793, load an aircraft. And this tells me it took it. Alright. So, bad weather and all. I guess nobody's on, we're just having fun here. Let's see if we can get the plane started. Let's go to our checklists. Before starting engine, fuel selectors I know are good. Power levels are idle. RPM is max RPM. Mixture is rich. There we go. Battery switch is on. I guess let's. Okay. Alternator is on. Landing gear lights. Let's turn on. I guess anti-collision, nav. Landing gear lights are on here, but the panel test, so we can go. I don't think that's what it meant. Lights as required. Okay, I did that one. Area is clear. It's gonna pretend like we know that. Magneto's on. Aux fuel pumps are on. Engine start switch. We're not getting started here. Let's double check the fuel here. Oh, okay. Right, so left main, right main. I thought I knew that was okay, and I did not. Okay. Right engine.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Main engine, exhaust gas temperature here, fuel flow in pounds per hour, and it's got settings for climb. So we'll try and pay attention to that. RPM looks like our green is in this range. And I guess we just make sure we have some manifold pressure somewhere in the green, which should be determined more by this. Okay. started. Engine gauges are good. Avionics master is here. We'll go ahead and get our pitot heat and stall heat on. Okay, so we're going to want... So this is checks you would do in a real plane. You throttle it up to 1500 RPM. You check your, alternator generator things. You look at your vacuum gauge. You turn your magnetos off, and you make sure that engine drop doesn't exceed 50 RPM. That prop RPM lever we already did. Engine gauges are good. Throttle is good. Fuel on board we checked. Fuel selectors we just checked. Trim, flaps, flight instruments, lights. Good. Don't think we're going to need anti-ice. I don't know how to tell even what the temperature is going to be out there. But at 12,000 feet we might need it. So we'll keep those in mind. They're across here. Okay. Nothing's displayed on here. But I don't understand. Okay, there we go. So that's supposed to test the lights. Okay. Enter. Okay. Enter. Set course to 064. So it's about 064, I don't know. We'll figure that out in a minute. What we are going to want to do is get our heading bug over that direction for our autopilot. Aux fuel pumps on. I believe those are on already. Light controls clear. Anti-ice we will determine as we go. Parking brake is... That's parking brake on, that's parking brake off. And our usual landing gear flaps, initial climb. We're going to need to climb a lot. Mixture lean, we'll lean out the mixture, and I think we're good to go on that. Let's get our... Oh, I do not like that. Brake on, parking brake off. Flaps are set. Okay, straight out, get stable, turn right, back on course, and engage our autopilot and climb a whole lot. That is our plan. Supposed to take off full power. I'm not taxi. This game is a little bit buggy sometimes. Looks like we got some crosswinds here. Get a little extra speed before I try and get into the air.
Have a nice flight. Just to remind you, we're not paying you for this one.
There's some serious gusts going on. Alright, I think gear is up. Let's get flaps up. Trim for I think about 120. It's probably a good speed, but we're going to need to get let's get on course here before we worry too much about climb. But what I want to do is start reducing our power. We want to get our, and we want to reduce our RPMs there to about, what is that? Like 1800-ish, high end of that green band. We want to get our fuel flow down to the climb level without falling out of the sky, I hope. It may be that anywhere in the blue is climb. That's sort of what I'm thinking. Let's try about this power level. Seems like a pretty good power level. And I need to turn these off. Alright, so we are descending now. We do not want to do that. I'm going to get into just a little bit of a climb there. I want to get my autopilot on. And we are descending again. This is the little autopilot dial. About a 500 foot per minute climb going on, I think. And we can go into heading mode. We want to dial our heading bug over a little bit, so we'll intersect with our flight path. Need a little more power here. I'm going to assume anywhere in this blue range is acceptable for climbing. Looking at the climb fuel flow here. Lowered our RPMs. Manifold pressure's in the green. Engines are holding. Okay, this seems like a good climb rate. So we just passed 2,000 feet. I did not check my weather. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to...
Moba Airport information Oscar 0000 Zulu. Wind 266 at tree 0. Visibility 9er in heavy rain. Sky condition ceiling 1,800 feet broken. Temperature 24. Dew point 1 tree. QNH 9er552. Visual runway tree 4 in you.
This does not have QNH altimeter. I don't know what that translates to. But I assume it's a little bit below normal. Find a calculator for that. Millibars to inches. Alright, we have a nice little reference table here. We're still climbing, we're passing 4,000. It was 9er something. So that's about 2859. Let's see, so could it really be that low? You know, I'm just going to use comma and set it. That says 29.4. Alright, we're getting some views out the window now. Got out of that thunderstorm. See any icing on the window or anything yet? Would assume it's warm enough here. But as we get up higher, we probably want to use our de-icing if anything comes on. Hey, we got a visitor. How's it going? flying around Papua New Guinea. Still working on figuring some things out here. So, looks like VOR radio is set here. Guessing we go like that. Okay. Then we can change VOR, and then when we want that one, we can swap it in. That to go back to COM, dial in our next COM frequency, switch to active. Okay, and these appear to be COM frequencies as well. Yeah, so we can also dial it in here and switch. We don't want to use this guy. We could, in theory, just put this on nav and use this for COM. Automatic direction finder here. We don't have any frequencies for them, but worst case, we have to sit down at an intermediate airport, and I completely spaced on my navigation, so let's turn back to intercept the flight path again here. And then we need to enable nav mode. And over here, you can see we are on GPS. Up, it'll be on nav 1. So your nav source selector. So this is our heading bug, as we saw here. And because it is GPS driven right now, it's based off this course in our flight plan. So that does not look like my flight plan. Or does it? I guess it is actually. Currently en route to AYHA here, and it's 305 nautical miles. Definitely going to want a time scale here. We passed 7,000 feet. We're climbing for we decided on like 12. 13,000 feet. Very long ways to go. Fine, keeping an eye on my airspeed. I'm surprised it hasn't dropped, because we're holding this vertical speed right now. I would like to know where my vertical speed readout is also. If I go one notch down, what's going to happen, and how are we going to know? That's your autopilot switch here. I guess you can also switch it here. Nope, that's not a button, that's a light. Back course, altitude hold for sure, and VOR lock. Don't know if that'll fly on ILS or not. I did find a page on different velocities. So it looks like your approach with full flaps down is 91 knots. Max crosswind is 20 knots. like you don't want to go over 160 knots indicated. This is also unfortunately in Portuguese or something, so I'm guessing a little bit. But numbers I can read in any language that uses Roman numerals. I mean, not Roman numerals, goodness, Arabic numerals. Okay, so as we get closer to our course, this should come in just like it would on the glass cockpit indicator. Should be 064, so we would want to set our course to 064. Don't think it actually matters, it's just which way the arrow is pointing in this case. So, but when we're done, we want to know that we're heading the right direction, right? So we want to set it to 064. Vertical speed, I mean I can see my vertical speed here, that's not my concern. What I want to know is what would it be set to. Then we got a radar altimeter of some sort here. This is, I believe, a weather radar. We can put it in standby mode and let it warm up. Test mode. See our thunderstorms, and it also has a vertical profile mode. So of the storms ahead, that's the vertical profile. Aileron trim. Assume that's rudder trim. I do not know what this is. Left or right, it says. I've seen that style control in some other older planes. I don't know exactly how to use it. Alright, we're at 10,300. Speed is still holding, it's just shock speed. But I think I want to decrease my vertical speed here a little bit. It's a couple of notches down. So we're heading into some weather. One thing I don't know is, do we have any kind of terrain collision system? Because that would be really handy for flying through the mountains. I may well smack into a mountain here if we're not careful. I think this is coming up on 13,000 feet, right? Why is my vertical speed insane? Look at that. We've caught a thermal, is what's happened. We're just shooting up in the air. Pitch is okay. Alright, there's about into altitude hold mode. Still got a ways before we get to any mountains. Maybe we'll get a clear look before we smack into anything. We're way above this terrain. I'm not worried about that. But once we get over here. pretty bad weather. Oh, okay, so we have more of a digital altimeter here as well. Oh, pretty good. Flight level 136 instead of 130. Just keep that extra buffer. Now, I don't know if I should turn on oxygen. Maybe we should. And it's probably cold enough. We should probably get on some anti-icing. Light. See any icing? Don't see any. Definitely not any on the window, so I'm not turning that on yet. I don't want to leave it on because we might run out. Have a outside air temperature anywhere. Monoxide detector. Oh, we're okay. Ah, there's some nice thunderstorm views. We should be above the worst of it. I bet this is, okay, there's our oxygen. We don't want to run out of oxygen. We set our minimums here. Not draining the battery. Actually have windshield anti-ice. So I guess if our window freezes up, we're in trouble. Nav stuff here a little bit. That zoomed way out. Could potentially select a new approach. The little knob, it changes between these. So like that's your like HSI type display. Flight plan. See something about terrain here. 120 degrees, view 360 degrees. So maybe we do have a terrain navigation assistance here, that would be good. That's traffic and GPS status. With another altimeter view. VOR radial, if we had VOR anywhere. I don't have a good way to find VOR stations. You can zoom in and look for them, but not very well. If there's one over here, it's going to be on the other side of the mountains right now. I doubt we can get up. Okay, and then the big knob changes modes. So this is waypoint pages. Now we've got whack selected. Probably select something else. We shouldn't have to zoom in so far to see some things. So can we go? So far I've not been able to get the little keyboard thing to work. Let's do WPU. W E U. Oh, but it's VOR is selected. No, that's not going to be a VOR. It's user waypoints, VORs, NDBs, intersections, airports. Not sure what the difference is between those two. Ah, departures, arrivals, approach, airport frequencies, and I know you can click on this. You can go to it here, and you can hit, I believe, enter, and then it entered that frequency for you.
Mobile airport information Papa 0.
Airport information, I think. Didn't see one for actual waypoints. there, we wanted to know what our fuel flow should be and how much fuel we would use. Oh, present position, I bet. That's what that was. Probably our best bet here. It's 20 nautical mile range. 200 nautical mile range. Well, that'll get us started. Don't see any way to tell how much anti-ice fluid we have left. We just went into a pretty thick cloud here, so check out the plane. Open the door. Intercom, I guess. Attention passengers. Let's go back to this. I don't know, I'm a little worried about this running anti-ice all the time. Unless we see some buildup, maybe. Okay, there we go. Get a little airflow. Alright, well, I think it's about time to time scale. We figured out what we can. Air conditioning here, and cabin air, and some other things, but I don't see anything. I don't see any outside air temperature for one, and I don't see whatever we have for anti-icing, alcohol, IPS fluid, whatever it might be. You happen to know? Love to learn. This is my first time, well, essentially my first time in the plane. I did a little test flight earlier, but I just took off and landed a couple of times. Oh, I wonder what that is. Thought it was this. Normal. Okay. Ah, there we go. Make sure all our panel lights were different from this one. Doesn't seem. Oh, there it goes. Doesn't seem to do much. Can we put this in the other mode too? terrain. Okay, 219 nautical miles now. Ready to go up to 600 nautical knots. Nautical knots. It's going, moving along at a pretty good clip, considering we just kind of explored the cockpit here a bit. We're a third of the way. Let's get another third of the way. Holding pretty steady with whatever it is, 4x sim rate. One thing I noticed though is our EDT is pretty high. Not sure if that's a problem. Our cylinder temperatures are okay, oil temperatures are okay. Oil pressure's okay. We still got a good amount of fuel. I wanna hope this is okay. Thinking about being in this situation for real is kind of terrifying. Poor visibility conditions. You haven't, like some kind of engine outage or something. You've got to find the nearest airport, get the plane trimmed for best glide, or you know, single engine power, whichever you're using. That would be a lot. Aren't perfect, but I mean they look pretty good. You don't look too close. I'm not on ultimate quality either, so that's frame gen going on so that I can get a higher frame rate. I just have the, well, I got a 40, I think 60 Ti. I'm starting to see some of our destination here on the map. Don't see any terrain collision indications, so that's good, I guess. I have very little confidence in my ability to land on some strange airport in the middle of the mountains that I've never even seen before in a plane that I've barely flown. That's why I fly the simulator and not real planes. Let's reduce the power here just a little bit. See what happens to our airspeed. have to back off on the weather situation a little bit as we get up into the mountains and start our approach. We're going to say the thunderstorms are thinning out a little bit. So right now I have it on my custom heavy. Oh wait, what? Why do you do that? Let's go to light thunderstorms. Sim rate, which is there. And let's do a little work on our radios here. So we want to get our, we don't have an ATIS, which I'm a little shocked by because this is a bigger airport. We can go ahead and tune in the tower. So that's going to be 118.7. Oops. 187. I would like to get some kind of weather. I know there's this, but I don't think it's going to have anything. I don't have any charts or any information. Scattered thunderstorms now. Let's give this a shot. So it looks like we're going to descend into sort of a valley here. Understanding, so we're sort of expecting runway 35. That doesn't seem to line us up with runway 35, does it? I guess maybe it is. I guess that'd be 360. I guess it's okay. Yeah. Elevation's 5,140 feet. Give ourselves a little bit more of a buffer here. Okay, like 350 above the ground. Nautical miles from our waypoint. Thing I'm not sure about is what altitudes should we be at, because I don't think this says any vertical planning for us. we're above the ceiling. Oops. Click save to save it to your fleet. Share, copy, close, delete. So we are departed WAKK. Tab does not work. Arriving AYGA. And we are the C404 Titan. And we will be okay with all of that. Arrive 35L, that is the one we have. But we'll put 12,000. And generate. Now, unfortunately, there's a good chance that if I import this route, it will kill us. Trying to decide if I'm willing to take that risk. One thing we can do, I think, let's go get some of these. It looks like from a top of descent point here, our elevations are uh, 60s, 70s maybe, like 7,000 feet once we get past these higher peaks. And even these are below 10. We could go ahead and descend to say at least 10,000. So let's work on doing that because I have no idea how to do that. If I turn this off and then I go 1, 2, 1, 2. Dang it! I'm just teaching the trim instead of the. Oh, maybe that. I don't know why this is lighting up. When I scroll on that, that lights up. Okay, now we're descending. The other thing is, this doesn't really tell me distances across here. Across here, we can start descending pretty rapidly, and then we're going to be on this final here. Looks like maybe you're supposed to fly up that little valley area. So. something up here that has some we got a peak popping up here, so we do have some kind of terrain collision avoidance. That's good. So that's 100 nautical miles right now, and then that's 50. Runways at 5,150-ish. Low visitors. Got some pretty intense weather here, and then it should clear out a little bit, and then maybe we'll pick somewhere back up there. To 10. Slow our descent here quite a bit. We got a peak up here. Watch out for. Some more power out. I can't tell if we're getting any ice, but I'm going to turn on some big ice just in case. Still haven't found temperature gauge. We're just kind of speculative de-icing. Still okay here, I think. We'll come out of this weather soon. Range. Okay, that's zoom in. Path here. I suppose in theory we could do this. Not knowing the area, I don't want to get too far off the path because it may be important later. Dodge this weather a little bit. It looks like these are moving across here, so they might get in our way. I don't want to descend too much more. As long as this is showing clear, I think we're okay. I just want to ease it down while we have some distance to go. We're still at over 10. Refresh the altimeter setting here. Alright, So we're drifting off our nav course, as expected. So we kind of ease back over towards it here. Hoping we'll get a view of the mountains here soon. Yeah, there we go. Alright, 30 nautical miles to our waypoint. It's probably going to put us smack in this next storm. Sure we don't pick up any terrain here that we can get over. We are picking up some lift. If you weren't earlier, when we came over the mountains in the thunderstorm, just hit this massive uplift, and we were like flying up at 3,000 to 4,000 feet per minute. All right, let's get our. So we did that and that. So what I miss? So fuel selectors. How is that a landing thing? Okay, I guess you might have done something in play. Altimeter, I just reset. I'll keep checking it. Flaps, we will start getting down soon. What I want to do is start slowing down. Worried about that little bit of terrain right here that we're heading for. We're okay so far. Alright, we are going to go ahead and get our landing gear down. We're going to drop the max. We're going to reduce our airspeed to 91, and we're going to go. It'll worry about the mixture, so. We've got auto mixture set, sorry. Alright, so that should get us through that part. One down. Want to hold about 105 here. not quite on it yet. You can see the CDI is still a little bit to the left there. I want to kind of head that direction. Climbing too much. A little bit of power out here. Okay, see if we go back autopilot and altitude hold here for a minute. Adding a little bit of power in because speed's dropping. And we should be able to get back on nav here. Don't turn me into the mountain. Just ease over. About over this thing, I can't see anything, so we're going to try to ascend a little bit again here. We've got 13 nautical miles to this waypoint, and then we'll follow the rest in here. Picking up way too much speed and not descending. Not have the best autopilot. Right, so we've got to lose about 5,000 feet. To the ground. Makes it interesting. Okay, we got this terrain popping up over here. I assume that's why we go down here and back. See the red up ahead. That's what we don't want in between us and our waypoint. We've descended too far for sure. Very hard to slow down, other than climbing. Climbing always works. mountain lift. Now we're gonna downdraft. We're gonna watch that vertical speed. Alright, we're gonna come around here. I'm watching the chat, by the way, if anybody wants to say hi or chat or whatever. Now, unfortunately, right here, I cannot see where my line goes. I'm supposed to go 324. Ah, I see it now. Tell you what, flying those fancy jets nowadays, you get spoiled. It's like the flight plan has all the altitudes in it, the plane just flies the flight plan. You just sit back and enjoy the scene until the last second, or a few minutes. Alright, now it looks like we need to make it over this saddle right here. Very green. I'm guessing we should have been at some altitude, some higher altitude at those past waypoints, and then been ascending at this point over this last point. Here. We're at about 7,500 feet at this point. Airport's at 5.1 and change. So I'm thinking we go full flaps here and start descending. Got a little more than 50% fuel left. Alright, so that is full flaps. What I don't know is what descent rate I should be using along this point. I don't know what my next desired altitude is either. Guessing we're still going to have to fly over this ridge, so we may not want to descend too much. Let's use a little aileron trim to the right here. There we go, that's better. Now I'm not fighting it. I'm trying to go for like, 500 feet per minute. Slightly variable. can pull in a notch of flaps if we're slow, but I mean we gotta do, I think, a lot of descending here. Let's get over to the left a little bit. Got 2 nautical miles to next waypoint, and I think there's a gap between that and the runway. So we'll just need to figure out this 350 heading and head that way. With no knowledge of what the winds actually are. It's one of the things I miss in the class cockpit, those wind vector indicators. I think I'm gonna go and pull that notch of flaps out here because we are dragging. Long time. Alright, I have not yet spotted the runway. Oh, we're not there yet. Never mind. I was afraid it was up in these hills. But I think it's down in the valley a little bit. There's a little town around it. Okay, we're going down. Across the valley there. Hopefully. Alright, I'm just gonna hold at this altitude for a little bit. This we should be a little bit to the left yet. We'll do that. If that's the runway I see for sure, that makes sense. The wind is pushing us right pretty good. About 600 feet above the runway right now. Going kind of fast, so I'm gonna start to slow down. As soon as we drop that whole flaps, though, it grinds to a halt. Didn't mean to be climbing that much. Alright, there's full flaps again. See if we can get some power out of here. There we go. It is most definitely the runway. Those that just joined, flying around Papua New Guinea. somewhat inspired by YouTube channel Missionary Bush Pilot, except he does it for real. I think this is Goroka Airport. I think that's one of the airports he's flown in and out of. We'd kind of come here and set up a base of operations to fly from and try to create some of his flights to these other like little local airports. You know, a lot of them are dirt runways on like mountainsides. It's pretty wild. If you like kind of that bush flying, and there's a lot of weather. I'm pretty sure we're too high, but it's okay. We got a long runway here, so I want to take advantage. This is my first real flight in the 404. And we got some stormy conditions here, so we got some serious weather going on.
Transporter from dispatch. Nice landing. Go to the parking and put your parking brake on. I'll be in touch.
Yeah,
Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Wind is pretty rough out there. There it is. So that was Neofly talking, playing Neofly 4. This was a self-transport flight to get into Papua New Guinea. We're just going to pretend like straight ahead there is our traffic. I don't have traffic on, so tends to not be any. Too bad they don't have hangars and stuff you can put your plane into. Even if those were just open. Not officially for use. Alright, parking brake. And let's see, flaps up. Should have done that off the runway actually. Parking brake is set. Aux fuel pumps off. So these are the aux fuel pumps. All electrical off. Lights. Those are the lights I'm supposed to have on. Battery switch off. Alternator off. All magnetos off.
Let's get out of here.
Mixture lean. Prop RPM. Why is that not going all the way down? Interesting. Yeah, we'll go all the way down. But not there. Maybe do some extra for that to fully feather it. Alright, well that was fun. Cessna 404 flight. A friend of the channel clued me into this plane the other day, so thought we'd give it a flight here. So Neofly Let's see what we have over here. So unlike the built-in career mode, you can filter on job types, you can sort jobs. These are the most rewarding, the ones that pay the most money, but like I wouldn't try to do that in this plane. Probably need helicopters for that one. This one's very far away. I don't think I want to do that one. You come over here, and out of the space I can see there's a mission to here for one. Then there's these ones. Like that's a search. That's a medical. Again, I feel like on some of these you'd want like a helicopter. You're gonna be landing in the middle of nowhere. But all these seem to be like emergency ones except this one. This one has a whole bunch. Plain cargo, fragile cargo, hazardous cargo, time-sensitive cargo missions, and passenger transport missions. So it's this one. Advertising waypoint. Interesting. So I guess we'd pick up a banner and fly it over this area. But probably just going to do free flights here because I don't think there's going to be any missions to places we're actually going. But if we were lucky, there would be. So one of the airports we might want to look at is AYHA. What does that have for a runway? Little 2,000-foot grass runway. So I think we would need a smaller plane if we're going to do that. Where is this airport? Let's just see what that looks like. Okay, so that's back over the mountains there. And again, it's up in the mountains here, and it's a 2,000-foot grass runway. So let's see, if we file with ATC and then hit escape, I think we can free cam it. I don't know if y'all ever do this. To go faster, you need to go higher. And of course we have a line of thunderstorms right across our path. We can change that into more gentle weather if we want. Should have turned the weather down a little. I would not want to fly here right now. There's no way. in real life, I do not think it has all these trees. It's Microsoft special. Yeah, so I think we would want a smaller plane here, and then we could fly in maybe a little bit better weather conditions. But this is one of the places he's actually flown into. I don't think I have the plane he flies, which is Kodiak. Might need to figure out how to get one, but I guess in the meantime, the closest thing would be a Caravan. Let's configure it for non-skydiving.
I know it's going to be a good day when my favorite pilot is working.
Let's just do cargo.
Garoka Tower Darkstar Delta Sierra Tango 5711 ready at runway tree 5L straight out departure.
So we do live weather. Okay, I've not flown this plane much either, and one of the things we're going to have to check is that we have the right settings on the throttle. No, we do not want that one. We want this one, which is misnamed. But... So, have any power tips on this one? What that other setting does. Okay, there's our condition lever. Roughly familiar with the Garmin avionics, but if this one has autopilot up here, let's go ahead and get in our 9,000. definitely want to get relative terrain on here. So we want to go menu, map settings, terrain type, relative. If you don't know, selected altitude arc shows you an arc at what point you will meet your current selected altitude at your current descent rate. Kind of handy. I'm assuming we need to be a little bit gentle with the engines on this. Oh, we're already rolling. Lights on the engine here, so it doesn't run full all the time.
500. 500.
We got our flaps up. We're in the middle of nowhere. I don't need landing lights. On. Please fasten your seatbelts. Cabin lights. Stall heat. I wish I'd had this plane coming over. That was a little scary. Alright, let's mess with the autopilot. Guessing just autopilot on. We got roll, pitch by default. We will do just hold vertical speed here. We can reduce it a little bit so we can pick up some airspeed. And heading mode. A little bit left, and then nav. PS is armed. All set, climbing to 9,000 feet. We're already mostly clear of this terrain. Question is pitot heat on by default? I don't know if pitot heat auto, I guess. We don't have to worry about it. settings. On, left, off. Seems pretty straightforward. Range. There we go. I'm gonna smack into that mountain for now. So we either need to climb or we need to go land around it. Right. So we could just fly over to here, but let's see if we can make sure our plane is okay there. Radar, traffic. We're looking for AYHA, maybe. Terrible at this. A Y. No, I don't even remember what I was looking for. EG, I think. EFG. It's gonna get dark. It's an abrupt turn. Alright, that seems to be working. A little rough there on the turning. Did that do anything? See the indication? Now we have our outside air temperature. We're okay on anti-icing, so won't need any of that. So, welcome new people. Error, you is not proceeding on a video to maintain smooth streaming. I apologize if that's happening. Let's do a little health check here. Internet looks okay on my side. Disconnected, reconnected. Okay. I mean, my internet seems to be working okay. No, it's a little sketchy, I guess. It is unfortunate here. Let's see. Crash here if we don't get this done now, so enter string minimums activate. guess, can I just change the bandwidth? Let's see. Streaming settings. I think I can change it without stopping the stream. Well, I'm gonna try it. Don't know what will happen. You will not be able to reconnect. Okay. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's pretty sketchy.